So tell us a little bit more about the TI project. What is the TI project?
Yeah, so the a lot of people call it TI project. I typically call it TIE project. It's kind of interchangeable, but so essentially the TIE and TIE project stands for titanium, and that's the main material that we work with. And what we do is we create promotional products. It started out kind of just exclusively in the XRP community as just like direct to consumer, just kind of fun products, dog tags, keychains, you name it. And then it expanded into utility products like ArcPlate, which I'm sure we'll get into shortly. And then it's further expanded beyond that into like a B2B type play where we can work with businesses and create, custom tailored work for your company or for your audience. And so we've managed to kind of build out our pipeline of businesses that we work with, and we've got a sales team now, and I'm really excited about that side of it because, as you guys I'm sure are very well aware, the crypto market is volatile, and there's like the cycles where you have the bull markets, which is the really fun, exciting times, which is kind of when I actually got started with all this stuff back in 2022. It just so happened that was a really hot time in the market, and so there was a lot of traction. It was easier. But a couple years in between now and then has been a little tough. So I had to sort of figure out, how do I survive in the meantime, especially now that this is my full-time gig. And that's when I decided, like, I need to go after B2B, because there were actually some groups that we worked with in the crypto space that weren't even in the XRP community. They were in the Stellar community, and they were bringing in a lot of business. And it's like, okay, I need to find more opportunities like this one. And that's what started me on the B2B journey. So that was a super long-winded answer to that. But
no, I like it. Did you create TI project from scratch, or like how did you even get into it in the first place?
Yeah, so
into the ArcPlate.
Yeah, so it started out. I was working at the time. I was working with my dad in his business back in 2021, and he makes wedding rings for a living. Boonrings.com for anyone interested who might be in the market.
Grabbing a pin.
I know somebody who could
hold on.
Exactly. I was surprised because at the booth at Vegas, I mean, there were people that were like, there was a guy with his girlfriend, and we had rings on the table to showcase, hey, we do these too. And he was like sizing his girlfriend's finger, and she was like, oh, what are you doing there? So that was cool.
Neat.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we started out there, and I was working with him, and this was like the summer of 2021. And I was like, Dad, because I got into the crypto space back in 2019. So at that point, I had already been pretty familiar with it, and I knew where everyone kind of lived online. I knew where to find them. I knew what they were interested in. And so I asked my dad, I was like, what do you think about me just creating a separate collection within the Boon Rings website that was just focused on, XRP people? And he's like, I mean, I don't really get it, but if it makes money, sure. I don't really care. We don't have to like advertise it per se. It's just it could just be kind of hidden on the website and you just drive traffic to it. And I was like, all right, cool. And so that's how that started. And then things kind of started ramping up. I actually, believe it or not, started in the Casino Coin community, for anyone familiar with them.
Really?
Yeah. It was like a really small, tight-knit community in there. And it just, word spread very quickly all the way up to Daniel. And then he just was really excited about it. And because I asked him, I was like, is it okay if I sell this? I mean, do you need royalties? Like, how does this work? And he's like, oh, I don't care. Just sell it. Whatever. It's free advertising. So that kind of surprised me. I was like, oh, wow, this crypto space is really cool. These people are awesome. It's just kind of like an everyone's in this together type of feel. And then that grew and it snowballed. And then I started making XRP merch after that. And then, of course, at that point, there was access to a lot of different like NFT projects and different, tokens and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of how that started. And then back in 2022 is when I actually moved out of state for a while, and I needed to like incorporate on my own and kind of do my own thing for like a year before I came back. And then at that point, you know, that's when TIE Project was born, was January of 2022.